So I just want to throw this in really quick because I feel like this is an extremely helpful video paired alongside mine, but an eye for an eye Venix. He's only got a couple videos here, but they're pretty cool videos. The main one we're looking at, just because I have a Logi build, Help Your Logi Help You. This is a extremely informative video, so go ahead and check it out. I'm going to link it in the description. So if you are a Logi pilot, you can potentially share this with your squad and help your Logi help you. But alright, let's get right into the video.
Hey guys, B8KD here. Today I'm going to be going over the armor repping Gallente Exequror. I have no idea how to say it. I'm going to call it the Executor for now because it's much easier on the tongue. This guy is the cruiser variant of a armor repping ship. This ship works extremely well in basically any fleet size, probably not a small fleet, but medium to large fleets. Some of the roll bonuses on this, you'll see it has a 400% remote armor repair optimal range, which is important to look at now. We have a 50% group armor repair effective range and a 50% group capacitor transmitter effective range. So we're not going to be using a group capacitor transmitter because the range is fairly small on them, and how I have this fit, it's kind of like a long range one. But there is a variant to this ship. Let me just show you on the market. Will be the Augurer, however the heck you say these. But you see you have a 200% armor repair optimal range. You have a larger group armor repair and a larger group transmitter range. So it is almost the same, but it's got its slight variance depending on what type of fleet build you have. I went with this one just for the effective range on the remote armor repairs. But let's scroll down a little bit. Per advanced remote armor operation bonus, we have a 7.5% repair efficiency and a capacitor need, which is huge, having that capacitor need on that. The other ship has, it can rep faster, I think, but this is stronger and less capacitor regardless of the repair time. I would recommend this advanced skill to be at least 4 out of 5 at minimum to fly this ship. 5 out of 5 is pretty necessary if this is going to be the only type of ship you're flying. But this is a pretty heavy skill to invest in to do no DPS or rat or do anything but heal your fleet. So it's all on your playstyle. Our next one here is Advanced Cruiser Bonus Level. If you are a cruiser pilot, this will typically be 5 out of 5 already. You could go 4 out of 5 on this one, but it gives your remote capacitor transmitter optimal range by 100% per level. 15% effect on that as well. So that's what I'm going to be going for, is the remote transmitter on this build. It's not the furthest range, but it has a fairly nice fall off, and it can save a ship to keep his modules active, to say the least. So let's look over how we have her built. I have 4 medium remote armor repairs. Every 9 seconds after the cycle is complete, it will heal 274 armor, which is about 1,000 to 1,100 per 9-second cycle. We have a 43-kilometer range with a 12 fall off, so you want to be well within there to get the maximum effect out of that. But 1,000 armor per tick is quite a bit, especially if they have resistances up. This ship isn't being widely used right now because armor sucks. or at least needs to be adjusted slightly. And during the next update, I think this will be a widely used ship and extremely powerful. But for our mid slots, I did a remote capacitor transmitter. We have a 20-kilometer range with 30 fall off. It seems to work pretty good within that 50-kilometer range. But this will heal or restore 190 gigajoules per 10-second cycle. So that will definitely keep the ship you're healing small modules up. Not their armor repairs and stuff, but it will keep their resistances topped up, and they won't pop instantly once either getting neuted or whatnot. Now, the other ship I showed you has a much longer range on the large group armor repair. This has a 36-kilometer range, and it only drains about a couple plasmoids per tick, but 400 armor repair or 366 every 24 seconds for everybody in your specific fleet, or the 10-group squad, or whatever you want to call it. This is only available within the squad, so every 10 people. But this will help everybody else around you. Along with targeting that one person, you will just be restoring the crap out of them, and they will pretty much never die until you run out of capacitor, or if they're heavily focused by 10 plus people. Now, my power grid is much larger on this ship. It's 647, but the armor repair modules seem to take up much more power grid. So the damage control here on the low slot was not optimal. You could do it armor resistance there and adaptive shield or whatever you want to call it, but I was not able to fit a decent plate here. These ones only do about 1400, which isn't much. If you can fit it, I would go with the 800 millimeter reinforced plate. It requires 163 power grid, and it does around 4,800 total when activated. But if you can fit this, I would recommend this or an armor repair, a medium armor repair if you can get the power grid for it. I did 2 capacitor batteries. These do quite a bit, 1600 altogether. So up top here, you'll also notice these are 264 gigajoules per cycle, so this will chew through your capacitor extremely quick. That's why I have 2 capacitor batteries on there. If you guys have a better idea on the 4 slot here, definitely leave it in the comments, but this is just what I fit for now. Now on this type of ship, when you activate these, even on a pirate, they will not flag you as using it under weapons timer, whatever you want to call it. So you can actively sit on a gate within 5 kilometers, healing whoever you want, and if they target you, you just jump in and out. I feel like that is an extremely cheap tactic, and I think they should patch it. If you use these repairs on somebody that is red or with the weapons timer, you should in turn get a weapons timer as well. But in a typical scenario, you want to be around 40 kilometers, or I'd say around 29 to 35 kilometers for all of your modules to hit effectively. I'd say 29, so you can heal your group and the target that you are repairing for. Down below here, you can change these rigs basically any way you want. The rigs do not make or break your ship. But I did armor resistance, the kinetic resistance. I did explosive resistance, 30%, and a 20% armor hit points. I'm trying to make this thing as tanky as possible since you have 0 DPS in it. This slot can be for the armor repair amount and or the capacitor need on the armor repair, just to kind of keep you in the battle longer, or the if you have an armor plate, this complements it very nicely as well. So hence having the 20% hit points, I would have a armor plate on there instead of that. On the right side here, I have a semiconductor memory cell. The capacitor multiplier 100% helps on there. I have a scan resolution adjustment, so I will be targeting multiple people in the fleet, and being able to change targets 20% quicker can save somebody's life. But you can swap this rig out for a CCC, a semiconductor, I don't even know what it's called, but you know, the CCC that restores your capacitor faster, along with the multiplier helps. This has a charged mode on it, so when you activate it, your capacitor recharges faster by 50%, and that CCC will definitely complement it. The up top slot here, I have a negative 20% capacitor need for my warp drive. That can honestly be swapped out for anything. Inertia modifier. You really don't need to be speeding off, so I wouldn't recommend velocity, but inertia is good to kind of get you in place faster, especially if you have a plate, you know, kind of obstructing your movement a little bit. But let's take this baby out. We're just going to take it into an anomaly with my armor tank stabber and just repair it a few times and see what this thing can do. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to orbit this gentleman at 25 kilometers. Let's just check our ranges here. We're at 43 with a 12 fall off. So the range is a little off for the large shield group thing that I have. But this has about a 50 kilometer range, and this we have to be within 36. So let's see, yeah, about 25 to, I'd say 29 should be good. I'm going to go ahead and lock onto him. His shield is already gone. Let's check our speed really quick. 1788, so not the fastest in the world. Once we are within range, his armor is slowly dropping. It looks like it's still 95%. So if we activate just one of these, of course with the armor cyclers you have to wait until the end of the cycle for them to work. So it went from about 6-7% armor I repaired. Now with these armor repairs, I would definitely cycle them when you're using this ship. It is the most effective, so people can't get your armor down and you don't over armor somebody. It's kind of more effective in a sense. Now, just like the other ships, it does have a recharge mode. Gives you 50% capacitor recharge time, slows your ship to pretty much nothing, and increases your signature radius by a buttload. So unless you are 40 kilometers out and not being targeted, I probably would not use that. Our capacitor recharge time is fairly quick now, so you can get your capacitor up pretty quick. Let's go to targeting. Yeah, we're at 221 signature radius, which is a buttload. Now let's engage this. Not at 5 kilometers. I don't know what's going on. Let's go back to our 29. So I am at 83% capacitor on my stabber. And if I engage this, let's just wait until the cycle completes. So we are at 82. And we went up to about 92. So it gives you about a 10% capacitor boost every time the cycle is complete. So for this stabber, he is going down fairly quick. Wish there was more ships attacking us. But I would do these on off cycles. So every 25% I would engage another one until that one is complete. And we will pop our capacitor battery, of course. We'll just watch his armor just shoot back up, especially with the armor group booster there. We are well within range. So he is completely full and unscathed. So I will deactivate all these. And let's deactivate our auto orbit and lock back. Okay, and get back within range. So let's pop another capacitor battery before using the transmitter. And let's just kind of see how long we can cycle these until our capacitor dries out. Pop my damage control. Barely used any of my capacitor. But this stabber will effectively never die until I run out of capacitor. Just shooting my armor links at him. Okay, each cycle is about 10 to 12% capacitor, so you imagine 10 cycles, especially with the micro warp drive on, dries you out pretty quick. So I'm at 4% and I can only do 3 cycles, but if I pop this, I can do a full another cycle. Turn them all off and we're good to go. Turn my large group shield booster off as well. This does do 366 on top of the, let's see, 274 per cycle. So this is effectively healing, I think, anywhere from 15 to 25% of the shields every cycle, which every cycle is about 9 seconds, and the large booster with the shot in the arm is 24. But cool. Of course, this was kind of a boring video, but I don't think anybody's made a guide on this yet. And it shows you kind of how to fly it and what I would do at least. But if you guys have any other ideas on how this ship should be built, if you found success in it, or if I just completely built this ship wrong, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will potentially pin something just to let everybody know this is how you build your ship and this is how you fly one of these. The community definitely does help when I'm exploring these types of ships, because I don't fly one of these personally, but I'm sure other people have, and they have a better way of doing it. So we will learn as a community, but that about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.